Hi guys, welcome to PERIDOT TV. Biodun Fatoyinbo. That has been the story that is out there. Is the pastor, general overseer, Daddy Gio of Coza. Now, I brought you a story of that recently about how the wife of Timi Dakolo, Busola, claimed that Biodun bunkering her while she was 17-year-old, far away there in Ilorin, before Biodun Fatoyinbo became the bigger church that you know them to be now. Now, this young man, Omokri, was a former special assistant or advisor to President Goodluck Jonathan during his era, and he has always been known to, he's also a pastor anyway in the United Kingdom, so he has always been known to tweet about this, say this about this, say this about that. Always they call him the is it the Omokri's nugget or Reno's nugget? That's what he has some stuff that he writes about. If you're just joining in, kindly take a moment to subscribe to this channel, PERIDOT TV, and also click on that red notification icon bell that you see there. That bell, just tap on it so you'll be notified whenever videos are uploaded. Omokri said he has never liked Biodun Fatoyinbo, but Busola's story doesn't add up. Now, this trending story between the wife of Timi Dakolo, Busola, and Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo of Commonwealth of Zion Assembly Church, Coza, has gotten many social media enthusiasts talking. One of those who is chirping his quarter in this issue is Reno Omokri, who is taking a contrary opinion to what everyone is saying. Now, I told you a lot of people, actresses, musical directors, Don Jazzy, Banky Wellington, a lot of people are kind of in support of Busola, but Reno said no, this is not adding up. So he took to his Instagram page and wrote a lengthy caption about what he thinks of Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo and Busola Dakolo Puncture's allegation laid against them. I'm going to be using the word Puncture, not using the other word, but you understand what I'm saying if you've been following this trend, the story. Though Mr. Reno openly stated his dislike for General Overseer of Coza, but he's not buying the story. And here he writes, this is the official Instagram handle of Reno Omokri. He writes, and I'm going to read. He said, for the body of Christ, not for Pastor Fatoyinbo, I have never liked Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo of Coza for reasons that I will not say publicly. One will wonder, is he trying to say this so we'll believe in them? You know, they have this carcass of pastors probably saying this. I don't know. I'm just laying my own observation, not an opinion. He further said, however, I am mature enough to divorce my emotions and be led by logic, and I cancel those now condemning him to do the same. The average black African is easily moved to hysteria by excitable emotions. What does it mean by this? I explain. When you notice, if you've noticed this, of course you must have, when you go to an African church, particularly the prophetic type, you find out that the prophet, while giving out his prophecy or speaking, expect the members to act like they are crazy. You find the same thing in some churches. Say, go crazy for the Lord. This is the kind of system that they've actually, this is the kind of mindset that they've actually pushed inside of those members. If you're being prophesied to and you're not falling on the floor, rolling on the floor and shouting, yes daddy, yes man of God, and they will say you don't need prophecy. But what I observed is that when the same prophet, pastors go abroad and they are preaching to a congregation that are not 100% African, you don't see them saying roll on the floor. You don't want, they kind of respect, behave more mature, they give the prophecy, they speak in certain ways like they are talking to humans. But when they are in Africa, when they are in Nigeria, wherever they are, South of Africa, they expect that human being to see them as God and begin to break use our head on the floor, roll on the floor. And sometimes, because of this, hysteria, these excitable emotions, the prophet gives them what they want to hear, and they feel maybe that is it. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Let me not digress that much. Now it continues. So this is why it is ridiculously easy to manipulate Africans with the media. Satan does his best work with such people who can't suppress emotion in preference to logic. And this is very important. If you're a kind of sentimental person, your emotion, you are dead, you are finished, because you will be moved by lies, you'll be moved by what you think is true, and that's your life. Now he said, think, don't emote. A pastor comes to your house early in the morning. He does not know who will open when he knocks. Now that's the question for us to ask ourselves. First, early in the morning at 6, that's what she said in our story. 6. Now let's look at Ilori back in those years when she was 17. Let's put that at 1997, 1999, thereabout. She is the only one at home. The pastor comes knocking at the door. Now I'm going to leave you guys to look at all of these and drop your comment in the section below. I'm kind of thinking, is this a premonition? Does she know ahead that pastor will be coming, or the pastor, being older, has found a way to like talk to the little girl, the little young lady, to ask questions? Now she knows that she will be the only one at home. She knows he's visited the house, so he kind of understands the setting of the house and stuff like that. That is possible, considering the way people see their pastors as that. Moreover, she's a young girl. This guy had at least a car then, and probably a little bit with some coins, some change then. Now let's go further. He said he does not know who will open when he knocks, or who is at home. He knocks and immediately you open. He pushed you to a chair and raped you in your pajamas. Do people think even the most useless movie director won't accept such a plot in a B-rated Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood movie? A movie has to have plausibility. I don't like Pastor Fatoyinbo, but I won't suspend my intellect because of my dislike of the fellow. After he allegedly raped her, she kept quiet for enough time for him to go to his car and get a soda drink for her. Wow. Now he went further. He said, after you allegedly claim that he raped you, you kept quiet for enough time for him to go to his car and get you a soda drink. It does not add up. Now let us look at the plausibility of this. Let us look at it. Are these things adding up? Does it really make sense? Now it continues saying, my dislike for Biono Fatoyinbo will make me become a slanderer by default. This story rings very false. I am an advocate of morality. For years I publicly preach against premarital and extramarital sex. I pastored a congregation in Abuja for years. I will never ever support Puncture. But Satan is going about like roaring lion seeking womb to consume. Pastor Biodu Fatoyinbo is sleek. Too sleek for my liking. What type of sleek man will rape an underage girl in her parents' house? Now he's talking about, probably they know themselves, like I say, they know themselves. Maybe Fatoyinbo is too fresh for the likings of Omokri. Omokri being someone that lived in the UK school there, he kind of walked in the corridors of power, but he realized that Fatoyinbo is too fresh. I mean, the guy's got package, designer. Probably he's having some kind of resentment towards him based on the way the guy is smooth. It's not a crime to be a smooth pastor anyway. So he's using the word sleek. So he's saying this guy is too smart. But then, does Mr. Omokri know Fatoyinbo as back as 1997? That is a question we need to ask, because I like to be logical. He's saying we should be logical, so let's be logical. Do you know how he reasons then? He must have grown to become more packaged now, unlike before. That is just observation, not an opinion. Now let's go further. So he said What type of sleek man will Poncreon an underaged girl in our parents' house while her siblings are at home, and then leave her to go get a drink from his car? Is this mass hypnosis? Do we black African of the Nigerian variety think at all? Do we only exist in soulish realm? I have masters in law from England. The story cannot stand up in court. The story cannot stand up in the light of cross-examination. I give you my word that if you gave Satan 10 minutes to manipulate the minds of Nigerians, he will get a sizable number of Nigerians to believe that Jesus is evil and Satan is good. We are too gullible, excitable. So it's trying to say Nigerians are too excitable. A little bit of, story, they are like, oh, it's true. Now let's look at comment section. Of course, there are people that will say stuffs about him, or what he has said, if they really believe in what he's talking about. Now I'm going to ask you guys to just take a moment to drop your comment in the section below. Here someone say people like you are the reason why rape victims don't speak out. And I will say, I don't think any pastor in Nigeria will admit this allegation. If it is true, why is it always him? If this pastor feels innocent, let him boldly sue Busola, and if otherwise, shut down Coza. Another one say, can somebody please tell Reno Omokri, and this is an established fact, no Poncreon case has hope. It is a psychosis, and it is a mental state that defies logic, hence never had up. So QED, question closed. Now if you've been Poncreon, let's say like 1997, you're talking now, your story might be true, but it is useless because there are no ways to prove that unless they are coming up with video evidence, and still we have to see that this is actually, the evidence has to show that this is not consensual Poncreon. If there are no visuals as regards this, then how can you come and begin to say me too to smear the name of someone? Anybody can say anyone Poncreon them. She might have wanted it, probably because of her financial circumstances, as she said in her interview, that they were financially distressed. Of course, they lived in a duplex. She said her father had a car, and this is a young woman that claimed that she slapped driver that looked at her in a way. So she's a bold person, and she repeatedly said, I was a bold person, I could face crowd. So somehow I'm thinking that Mr. Coza must have spoken to her in a subtle manner. She must have felt like, wow, this is a nice guy, and the guy decided to finish up the job in the house because he has premonition, knowledge of the house being empty. That's my observation, not my opinion. So let's go further. Now someone else said the most honorable man in his father's house, known as Shechem in the Bible, was the one who violated Jacob's daughter Dinah. I strongly believe he did it nonsense and slick. All right, someone says someone is madding. Another one say, Reno Omokri, I read your posts on several issues and quite figure if you are a realist or live in a utopian world. However, for this matter, you should caution your write-up or utterances. Have you considered the stigma and awareness of when rape is said to have occurred in our society? Talk less of victims voicing it out at the time of the crime. No person is gullible with this story. If there is an element of truth, then it should be. Another one say, Reno Omokri, Migwosa, I hope I don't regret respect. I always liked you as in genuinely. If you knew me, I don't grow to like people easily like that. But I never knew there will come a day I will call you a goat, as in the ruminant animal, not as in JJ and MJ. I don't know what that means. Alas, the day has come and I cannot but shake my head and say, oh, how Troy has fallen. You disgust me with what you typed here. I would like to reflectively puke on you if you were in front of me. Please shut up. Wow, that's deep. That's to tell you how passionate people are about this. Now someone else says, Oga, what we are not privy to, we cannot conclude. It can never happen in that way. An evil person who has evil intention will first get close, become friends, win trust, monitor a lot of things before carrying out their plan. What I know is that if it is true, may God expose him shamelessly and let the people condemning that woman experience such in their lives. If for any reason in the past 10 years, Biodun Fatoyinbo somehow ended up in rags, living in a slum, only God know where will Dakolo speak up. Why? You understand? Now I'm talking about when you're on top, you become a topic. Now, someone else right. If any reason in the past, okay, I've read that. Yeah, another one right. I don't know what to believe. If it is true, let him face God's chastisement. I can't come between him and God and called him. That's how they accused Apostle Suleiman, and then it turned out to be lies. Time will tell. Now I've read out all of this. What do you think? Do you buy the Puncture story told by Busola Dakolo, or you agree with what Reno Omokri is saying? Actually, Pastor Reno Omokri is saying. And while you are that, thinking about it, which side you will actually bend to, if it's Busola Dakolo or Reno Omokri, or you have your own opinion, let us meet in the comment section below. Drop your comment in the section. And while you are that, let us grow this channel together. Kindly subscribe, click on that red notification icon bell and the subscription button. It is free, so you can be notified whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.